Okay, so for what feels like forever, the story of AI has been this non-stop rocket launch, right? Just pure hype. But something's changing. The story's taking a sharp turn, and we're going to dig into why.
Exactly. The people who built the rocket are getting nervous. And that's the real mystery here, isn't it? The pioneers of this whole revolution, the ones who lit the fuse, are all of a sudden sounding, I don't know, defensive, cautious, maybe even a little scared?
So yeah, the rocket is definitely starting to cool down. You can just feel the vibe shifting. From this wild, anything is possible optimism to, well, to them trying to manage our expectations. The same people who were surfing this massive wave of hype are now basically telling all of us, hey, let's just calm down a little bit. So you gotta ask, why? Why do they all sound so worried all of a sudden? To figure that out, we actually have to go back. We need to look at what got everyone so fired up in the first place. Because let's be clear, the hype, it didn't come from nowhere.
And that brings us right to the dawn of agents. I mean, this was it. This was the peak of the hype. The moment when it felt like there were absolutely no limits to what AI could do. We were seeing stuff that just completely rewrote the rules of what we thought was even possible.
So, what exactly is an AI agent? Well, the huge, massive leap forward was moving beyond just asking an AI for information. See, agents aren't just about knowing things, they're about doing things. We're talking about a system that can create a plan, actually execute on that plan, and then check its own work, all by itself.
Okay, let's make this super simple. A chatbot, it can tell you what the weather is. Cool. An AI agent, it can book your entire vacation for you. Think about that. It doesn't just give you a fact. It checks your calendar, it looks at your budget, and it handles the whole complex mess of booking a trip. That's not a step up. That's a whole different staircase of capability.
And look, this isn't science fiction. This isn't some in-the-future kind of thing. The agent race is happening right now. You've got companies in the US and China going all out. ByteDance, for example, is trying to make them cheap and get them into everyone's hands. And then you have Google, which is just pushing the absolute bleeding edge of what's possible.
And just how far have they pushed? Well, get this. Google's agent, called Alea, didn't just solve a math problem. It autonomously created brand new mathematical knowledge so groundbreaking that human mathematicians looked at it and said, yeah, this needs to be published. And AI is now contributing to the sum of human knowledge. Wild.
Okay, so the hype was absolutely exploding in the digital world. But the dream was always bigger than that. It wasn't just about assistants on our screens. The hype started to take physical form.
And then we get moments like this one. A robot that can sew. I mean, stop and think about that for a second. How hard is it to handle something as soft and flimsy as fabric and thread? This felt symbolic. It was like one of the last big barriers between what humans can do and what machines can do was just crumbling. If a machine can master this, what's next? Delicate surgery? Assembling tiny electronics? It felt like anything was possible.
All right, so we've got mind-bending agents. We've got robots that can sew. Everything's amazing. So why are the creators getting so nervous? Well, it's because that rocket of hype just slammed head-on into a massive wall of reality. We're talking about the cold, hard facts of economics and practicality. The initial wow is wearing off, and now the bills are coming due.
Just look at this number, $360 billion. That's the amount of market value Microsoft lost in a single day. And why? Because they finally told everyone what their AI plans were going to cost. Turns out investors loved hearing about all the new AI revenue right up until they saw the price tag.
And that really gets to the heart of the problem. The business model for a lot of this stuff is just broken. I mean, for every new dollar of revenue they were making, they were spending more than $1 on the AI infrastructure to support it. That's just not a sustainable business. No matter how cool the technology is, you can't do that forever.
And the issue isn't just a Wall Street thing. It's actually about us, the users. It's this idea called the novelty trap. And it's pretty simple, right? We see some amazing new technology, and we're totally wowed by it. We try it once, maybe twice, out of sheer curiosity. But if it doesn't become an indispensable tool that we use every day, the magic just kind of fades.
And here is a perfect, brutal example of that novelty trap in action. OpenAI's video generator, you remember it, it was everywhere, one of the most hyped AI tools ever. 30 days after it launched, only 1% of users were still coming back. 1%. That is a massive reality check.
So the new reality is sinking in. The market is learning a tough lesson here.
It seems like the real product isn't some standalone AI thing. It's using AI as a super powerful feature inside the tools we already use and love. Think about generative AI inside of Adobe Photoshop. That's the model that seems to be working.
But the wall of reality has another layer, because even when AI is just a feature, it comes with this enormous and often hidden physical price tag. All this amazing digital stuff, it's built on a foundation of very real, very tangible, and incredibly power-hungry hardware.
And on top of that physical hardware, something new is being built. A brand new machine-to-machine economy. So get this, an AI needs more computing power. So it uses this old, almost forgotten internet code, error 402, which basically means payment required. It then instantly creates a job, hires and pays another AI to do it. It's a whole new economic layer moving at the speed of light with basically zero humans involved. And the real-world consequences of all this demand are just staggering. You and I are seeing hardware shortages. Our electrical grids worldwide are getting strained to the breaking point. It's gotten so intense that companies are actually proposing putting data centers into orbit around the Earth. We are literally running out of room and power down here. So, you take this unbelievable power, you add the insane physical price, you factor in this breakneck speed. It all leads to the biggest, most profound challenge of all, the control dilemma. It forces us to ask the one question that really matters.
And here's the problem. Stated as simply as possible, our ability to create powerful AI has completely outrun our ability to control it. We're building things faster than we can build the guardrails.
And let me be clear, this is not some abstract philosophical debate for a university classroom. This is a real-life standoff happening right now. On one side, you have the Pentagon, who wants to use this stuff for autonomous weapons. And on the other, you have the creators themselves, like Anthropic, drawing a hard ethical red line and saying absolutely not. It's a real-world conflict.
And the stakes here, they could not be higher. I mean, look at this number, 99%. That's a prediction from Dr. Yampolsky for unemployment within 5 years. And where does that number come from? It's a direct consequence of the two things we started with. The thinking jobs being automated by agents and the physical jobs being automated by those robots.
So here we are. The hype bubble is starting to pop. But the machine being built underneath all that hype, it is very, very real. And it leaves us with this final, massive question. A question for all of us, really. Are we building a tool that we can actually control, or are we just becoming the maintenance crew for the next dominant intelligence on Earth?